I don't know what you guys thought about the Ann Taylor's demeanor during the trial. I think she was looking reassuringly at Bryan Kohberger, probably trying to keep him calm, but she was also grinning ear to ear. You could tell she thought she got a good deal for Bryan Kohberger. She was, feeling good about herself. She's probably picturing the book deal she's going to get, the talk shows she's going to get to go on as soon as the gag order is lifted, which will be at the end of this month when Bryan Kohberger is sentenced. But I just can't get past the fact that Ann Taylor and Bryan Kohberger were petitioning the judge to allow Ann Taylor to impugn 4 alternative suspects, innocent people, to throw them under the bus to protect Bryan Kohberger. And she did this just days before running to Bill Thompson for this plea deal. And I think it takes some stones to be able to point the finger at 4 innocent people when you clearly know that your client did it. And Bryan Kohberger certainly knew that he did it. So, I think that the reason Bryan Kohberger took this plea deal, a lot of people are wondering, I think it was because he realized his parents were going to be called to the stand by the prosecution, and that maybe this flight that was booked on December 10th was going to come out during the trial, and that his parents could get into trouble. That's what I think. This is just my opinion, that he was worried that his parents would get into trouble, and that, not that he really cares about other people. I don't think he does. He's ruined so many lives. But he would have cared about his getting money on his commissary. He would have been worried about his parents being the only people that were supporting him at this point. So I do think that this was the reason that they agreed to do this plea deal with Ann Taylor. And Ann Taylor, I think she's a good defense attorney, but I think she did go too far in this case. Let me know if you think she went too far. Put a yes in the chat. If you think she didn't go too far, put a no in this chat. But I think she wanted to win. And I think she is the type of person, in my opinion, that can never be wrong. She has to look over everything herself. I think she's very controlling because she believes she's the only one capable of doing the work. And I think she wanted to win this case. It would have been a career-making case. And I think it would have been a huge feather in her cap. And she was willing to traffic in conspiracy theories with and impugn an FBI agent Balance, regarding the AT&T bills and Cy Ray. And the judge had to remind her. He had to remind her that she was an officer of the court, and talked about the conspiracies. So I think until this judge put his foot down, I think we would have continued to hear stuff about not getting things turned over, which, had to be putting Bill Thompson under tremendous duress and stress. And I know Bill Thompson is getting dragged because people feel like he caved and that he had a really good case. But I wonder if Bill Thompson may have had some stress or duress or even health problems, because he's talking about retiring now. He got dragged by Ann Taylor and by people, who were willing to impugn his integrity during all of these hearings. She continually claimed falsely it was all nonsense, just like the 4 alternative suspects were all nonsense. She continually claimed that he wasn't turning over information in a timely manner. And then once she had everything, she then claimed it wasn't in a good enough format for her. And the judge said, well, it's in the same format you've been getting everything. So it's, he said it was fine. She did everything to throw this man under the bus. He's an older prosecutor. But I also think that he was looking at other trials too. So let's talk about Bill Thompson and other trials. He looked at Jodi Arias, and he, that was also a capital punishment case. And guess what? Jodi didn't get capital punishment, and now she's free to put Travis Alexander's family members through appeal after appeal after appeal. And that should have been a slam dunk. The Casey Anthony jury found her not guilty completely, and that was also a capital punishment case. A lot of people feel like Casey Anthony did it. She was found not guilty. So from Bill Thompson's point of view, I think he did have a great case. I think a lot of people feel like it was a slam dunk, but all he needed was one conspiracy theorist to hijack that jury. And Bryan Kohberger would have been back out on the street in the public, endangering other young women. So, I feel for him. I have empathy. I can't imagine how stressful all of these hearings were. He is an older gentleman and he is going to retire. And let me know what you guys think. Did he save the family's years of appeals? Or, should he have gone to trial? If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It's free and it helps me out a lot. Give this a thumbs up and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.